Levites, sanctify now yourselves and sanctify the house of the Most High Power, the God of your fathers. Okay, once again, not the mothers, the fathers, and carry forth the filthiness out of the holy place. All right, which was the idols and the sacrificing of unclean animals and all sorts of filth. Right. Verse 6. For our fathers have trespassed and done that which was evil in the sight of the Most High Power, and have forsaken him, and have turned away their faces from the habitation of the Most High Power, and turned their backs. All right, meaning that you turn your back on the scripture, man. You don't believe in the Most High no more. You don't believe in the Bible no more. You start saying things like the laws are done away with, right? Or we don't have to keep the dietary law. We don't have to keep the Sabbath no more. We don't have to keep the high holy days no more, right? So that's what I mean when you forsake the Most High and turn your back on him, right? Unfortunately, a lot of our people have these folks in their families, right? Unfortunately, a lot of our people have these people that's doing these exact same things as their mom or their dad, right? So all of us have these people in our family, man. They have forsaken the Most High, right? They don't believe in keeping the ordinances no more, right? And then they look at you like you're doing something wrong when you want to keep the ordinances of the Most High. When you want to keep the law, statutes, commandments, right? When you want to keep the Sabbath day holy, okay? When you want to keep the first commandment, which is thou shalt not have any other gods, all caps, before me, right? When you want to keep the 10th commandments, which is thou shalt not covet, meaning that you're not to look at what somebody else have, or their possessions or whatever, their money, okay, or their health, their body type. Now you're coveting after what they have or how they look. So now you want to do that, right? Unfortunately, you have a lot of sisters that's doing that today. That's why you have a broad band of the women of our nation of people. They're wearing stuff like wigs, okay? They're wearing fake eyelashes, okay? They're wearing fake press-on nails, right? They're going out of the country getting BBLs, okay? They're searching for so-called high rollers, right? Ballers, all right? Because they're coveting after what other people are doing or how they're living, all right? So this is what's going on. These are our people who've forsaken the way, right? And just because they have lost their patience and lost their faith, now they want you to lose your faith. Okay, they want to tell you and try to convince you, oh, why are you believing in that book? That book is written by the white man. It's a fairy tale book. Okay, why are you following that? Right? All of that stuff is done away with. All of that stuff is old and ancient, right? But you want to say things like that, but you celebrating all of these pagan customs and worldly so-called holidays, which are from ancient practices. Okay, Christmas, so-called Christmas, been celebrated centuries ago, man, right? So-called Easter, okay, so-called Halloween, which is called Lupercalia, right? So-called Thanksgiving, all right? All of these things been celebrated centuries ago, man, okay, which is in the past. Okay, so if you want to say that the Bible is in the past, all of these things are done away with, we shouldn't be keeping these customs no more, then why you're doing that? Why are you keeping Christmas? Why are you keeping Easter? Okay, why are you keeping so-called Juneteenth? All right, which is giving commemoration to something that happened hundreds of years ago. All right, so that can go both ways. If you want to say that the Bible's old and we shouldn't be keeping those customs, then why are you keeping these customs? Right? So these are people that forsaken the way, man, of the Most High, right? They lost patience. They lost faith, okay? And then they want to drag you down with them, pull you in that snare, okay? So now they want to try to pull you back into the world. So now you're back keeping holidays such as Christmas, Easter, New Year's, and the death of winter. And all of that stuff is pagan, ancient practices, man, right? But you want to ridicule us and say, oh, you're following that old book, that old stuff, man. You're not supposed to be following that stuff no more, right? Okay, well, stop celebrating the things you're celebrating, and now we're even. Although we're not going to stop doing what we're doing. We're going to continue to serve the Most High, man. Right? As it says in the book of Joshua 1:8, me and my house is going to continue to serve the Most High. All right? So that stuff can go both ways, man. If you want to say that the scriptures is old, then all of the so-called holidays that you're celebrating is old too. Right? Verse 7. That's the Most High talking right there. Right? That's the thunder. Okay? As I was saying earlier in the video, that's the presence of the Most High. That's his voice, man. Right? As it's written in scripture also. All right. Verse 7 again. Also, they have shut up the doors of the porch and put out the lamps, and have not burned what? Incense, nor offered any burnt offerings in the holy place unto the Most High power of Israel. Okay, so I was saying they didn't light the lamps. Okay, they didn't burn the incense, which is the frankincense and myrrh, occasionally cinnamon and lavender. And then the burnt offerings is the bread, in which in some cases is called the shewbread, right? The food for the Levitical priests, which is the sons of Aaron, right? So that's your burnt offerings there. And also the burnt offerings could be considered the incense too, right? Now, when you want to deal with burnt sacrifices, that's what that's called. Literally, it's called the burnt sacrifices, not the burnt offerings. The burnt offerings is the bread, right? Or the incense in some cases. In continuation, in the holy place unto the Most High power of Israel, verse 8. Wherefore the wrath of the Most High power was upon Yehuda or Yahweh and Jerusalem, and he have delivered them to trouble, to astonishment, and to hissing. Okay, when people be like, psst, 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 right? They look at you and they turn their nose up and go, psst, right? They look at you with disdain. Okay, that's the hissing. And ye see with your eyes. Okay. Verse 9. For lo, our fathers have fallen by the sword. Okay. What's the sword? In ancient times, that's literal swords, right? You can call it, big sharpened knives. Okay. Today it's called the firearm, which is the pistol, the gun. All right, that's the modern day sword. Or also, according to scripture, the sword is known as Esau, which is Jacob's brother. According to the book of Genesis, he was blessed with the sword. Okay. And our sons and our daughters and our wives are in captivity for this. Okay. Why are they in captivity? Because they sinned against the Most High, man, right? As it's written in verses 6. Okay. And also you can say verses 7, right? So this is why we're in captivity even to this day, because we have sinned against the Most High, man, right?